I would like to demonstrate the self-massage for both legs. For example, after cancer treatments and you developed on both legs a lymphedema, or for patients they have lymphedema. You're looking for a comfortable position. This can be the standing position or laying on the couch, for example. We have to activate our healthy lymph nodes. We start here close by the neck with these lymph nodes. They are deep in this little triangle area. We take our two fingers together, we cross our arms, and we are going here in this little area and we lift up the shoulder girdle. When we do this, you press a little bit in this triangle and relax. Lift up, squeeze, relax. Lift up, press, relax. 20 times to repeat. Now we are activating our lymph nodes in the armpit. We take our hands and we go in our armpits. We lift up our arms and we squeeze our arms to the chest. Lift up, squeeze, lift up, squeeze, 20 times. And we still do intensive the abdominal breathing. We breathe through our nose in, through the mouth out, up to 10 times the intensive abdominal breathing. Now we are activating our connections, our lymph vessels between our affected and non-affected areas. This will be here from our bikini lines. We start up to the armpit. We start with one side and we bring gentle, mild moves from the bikini line up to the armpit. We do this here at the front 20 times, and then we go a little bit more in the back, and step by step we are involving our bottom. You can work with one hand, you can work with both hands. This is up on your mobility of your shoulders. Then we do this with the other side. From the bikini line up to the armpit. We start at the front. And we are involving our back and the bottom. Now we can start to work on our leg. It is a good idea to bring your foot somewhere on a chair, for example, or a lower little table if you have it. And it is easier for your back. And if you have already maybe back problems, is it a good idea to use a long soft brush that you can reach then later your foot and toe area. We start with short, gentle moves from the knee up to the hip, outside of our thigh, 20 times. Then we do short moves from the back of our thigh. Here I start close by the hip and bring everything from the back to the lateral area here. I do this in different steps. Now I am at the middle and I go as next step close by the knee. same I'm doing from the inside of my thigh to the outside here. I start also close by the hip and go in 2-3 steps down to the knee. So what is always possible that you can move the liquid from the knee, hip area up to the armpit. We continue to work on our lower leg. We open here outside the lower leg from the ankle to the knee. Then we are working on the calf. From the knee beginning down to the ankle. Everything is going in this open highway here. The same we do from inside to this outside area. So then we work here in our ankle area. We do short moves in this area. This also can be a little bit stronger, not just gentle. Then we go ahead with the foot, one hand or two hands. We can treat each single toe. We can go with one or two fingers between the toes. Everything is going then to the outside of the lower leg again. We come back to the thigh. We can repeat the steps from the back of the thigh again. And then we bring everything up to the armpit. Again, one more time, the bottom with one hand, with both hands. And then we can continue with the other leg. The other leg is the same way. We start here outside on the thigh. Then we go from the back of the thigh in this free area here. We bring the liquid. We start close by the hip and we go in different steps down to the knee. The same we do from the inside of the thigh to this free open outside area. From the hip down to the knee. The lower leg outside we open from the ankle to the knee. The calf, we start at the knee, we go down to the ankle. Front. Remember that you can use a long soft brush if you have back problems. this ankle area here. We take our fingers and we do short moves here. It can be a little bit stronger here, not only gentle, mild. We also can hold here a little bit the stretch of the skin and continue. We move, we hold the stretch of the skin and we continue. Move, hold, continue. This you can repeat also here on the foot. We do short moves here. The foot, I hold, I continue. Move, hold, continue. Move, hold, continue. And like we did it with the other leg, you can treat each single toe. You can go with 1 or 2 fingers between the toes. And then we go back to the hip and bring everything up to the armpit. We are involving in our moves here, the bottom again. Then we activate our lymph nodes at the armpit. We go with our arms in the armpit. We lift up the arms and squeeze. Lift up and squeeze. We do deep abdominal breathing again. Try to do this exercise, this self-massage, once a day. A good idea is it to do after shower, for example. When you cream your body with body lotion, do this in the way of self-massage and you have already once a day this exercise done.